forget how horses don't doubt. You don't have to run.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew, and this is episode 769. That's right, 769. I'm here with three beautiful women. They're going to tell us their amazing stories, how they get started in the entertainment world, and let's get started. Who would like to go first?
Hi. Oh my gosh.
I guess we can start with you. So the first question I want to ask you is tell our audience, and this question's for all three of you, tell our audience a little bit about your background and how you came to do what you do now.
I came to do what I'm doing now because I am getting older and decided that this is what I've wanted to do since I was a little girl, is become an actress. And COVID happened, and I figured, what the heck, throw caution to the wind and stop my life. And well, the world stopped my life, actually. And decided to go for my dreams at the worst time possible, which was during COVID, and start to act, and for real, instead of watching it on TV and the screen. And it actually has been busy. I've actually been doing a lot of acting during this time. So probably wouldn't have had as much luck if I weren't doing it via Zoom and online. If I were having to do it in person, probably would have been turned down a heck of a lot more. But yeah, so that's what made me finally take the risk and just jump in the deep end, even though I'm deathly afraid of water. But yeah, that is what's made me go for my dreams and do it. So COVID, thank you, COVID. 2020 has been great for me, actually.
It has its moments, but mostly this year sucked anyway.
I mean, everybody keeps saying that, but I'm actually have been very blessed this year, me personally. So most people have not, but I have actually been pretty blessed.
No, I can relate. I get to do what I love every single day, meet new people, do my talk show. Yes, there's definitely every sense of you can't control it, but it's unfortunate, but that's part of life. But all you have to do is just clear away all the BS and just keep doing what makes you happy. If you don't, you're gonna have like a breakdown and end up in a mental institution. So you need to find something that you're passionate about and keep working towards it.
Yep.
That being said,
I was gonna add on and say that I got started way back years ago I shouldn't say years ago, then I'd be dating myself. When I was in college, I took a theater appreciation course, and I was so blown away by that class. And after I graduated, I moved to DC, and I wanted to serve our country through AmeriCorps. Right. And I was on a team that basically helped kids with their math and reading, but also talked about social issues in our country. And a part of that social issues where we had to perform short skits in front of schools every day. Right. And I was hooked, back in there was this show called The Jerry Springer Show. Right. And so one of our skits was tailored off the Jerry Springer Show, and we called it the Kelly Winter Show. And obviously I was Kelly. OK. And I just I think at that moment I got bit by the acting bug, and I was like, I can do this, because when I was going on stage, all the kids would go, Kelly, Kelly. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And so after that experience, I moved to Chicago, where I'm currently now. And I don't have family here. I was, got into the point of trying to make friends. And so I was like, what do I do? What do I like to do? What can I do while I'm here in this, getting to, fill out Chicago and stuff like that. So I got into acting. I started taking, I jumped into the extra world and was doing a lot of extra stuff. I got there, and I met a lot of great people. And then from there, it just kind of started just jumping off from there for me, to where I started just trying to get involved with, like, university, the school shows, and then also like just a lot of short films, and just kept going from there. And so that's how I got started. And I said, you know what, this is my passion. Every time I go out and do it, I feel different about myself. My body like lights up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is just great. This is what I should be doing. And so, so that's where I'm at today. And when COVID happened, I was like, man, this will slow a lot of things down. And that's when I found Diversity Plus Entertainment. And I was just like, this is great. A game show? Might as well. I mean, like, what this should be fun. And from there, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is just great. And met a lot of people from there as well. So so that's kind of where I fit in, and where I've jumped into the whole acting thing.
No, absolutely. Now it's your turn.
Hey, so I'm Anna. I know Tracy and Tiffany, but we haven't actually met. They haven't really seen me. So this is how I look like. I am from Russia, and just like Tiffany, like I came here, I don't have any family here, and I came from Russia all the way to LA. I don't have any family here, any friends, like nobody. And then we just like started going to college, and then like almost all of my friends are actors, which is insane because it's basically having like all crazy friends, and then you stop understanding what is normal. You don't know what's normal. All of my friends are crazy actors who came from all over the country, from all over the world, and they're like, we are here. And so this is like crazy. And like again, and when was it? Like in summer, I think I found Diversity Plus Entertainment, and they were like, oh, so we just started talking and stuff, and they told me about they joined the game, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, and they asked me if I can host this thing, and so that's how I got in there. And it's kind of was really fun, and I really like the idea of people being like from all over the world, because we had actually players not only from all over the US, we had players from South Africa, we had players from India, China, we had a guy from Philippines recently, we have people from the UK playing like almost all the time. We had such a sexy guy from Scotland. His accent was so freaking sexy. I was like, oh my gosh, man. I know, I'm sorry, I'm a girl, I have feelings.
There you go. Hey.
Yeah, we had a girl from Wales. The same thing. She was like hello and stuff, and I was like, girl. Then we got Tiffany, and I was like, what the heck? Why is she not famous yet? Honestly, this is like my reaction to Tiffany, because she is a star. Honestly, like this game really helps like actors to see like who is good with improvising and acting. It's improvising for most of the time. And I was like, oh my god, like Tiffany just took over the game. Like in
Oh my
one
gosh.
game, like, there was like 20 players in that game, and she just took over. And then like the next game and the next game, and after like a few games, I was like, wait a second, where are my Asian people? Where my Asian people are? I was like, why we don't have any like funny Asians? Like there is no way, like in the whole world, there is no Asians who are really funny and interesting and just like awesome. And then Tracy came, and I was like, thank you, God, there are funny Asians out there, and Tracy is just amazing. Like if you watch like, so let me tell you about the games, because we're talking about it and like you don't really understand, maybe like the viewers don't understand what the game is. Basically, it's the trivia game. We have 10 questions that we ask the players, and we have players that are from all over the US, all over the world, and anybody can join and play. And we just ask 10 questions, and people just answering those questions and having fun. I think it's really fun doing it. And because of COVID, it actually started going over Zoom, because originally, as far as I know, we planned it to do it like in the studio and stuff like that. But then COVID, so we can't do it in the studio. We can't really do, and we plan to do like casting here in LA. But again, thanks to COVID, now we know Tiffany and Tracy and so many people from all over the world, which would never happen if it wasn't for COVID. Thank you, COVID. Uh,
Oh, Anna, that was so awesome.
I
Thank you.
know. And I'm glad because I mean, I know Tiffany. I love Tiffany.
yeah, and it's not only like only Tiffany and Tracy. There are like tons of people that we wouldn't never meet. There is Michael who didn't come yet, but he is amazing. He is a musician. He is so funny, and he is so talented. And he's famous. I don't know, like he's so modest. And he was like, "Oh, I was at the whatever awards, and I was sitting behind J Lo," and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" But he's so modest. He was like, "Oh, I'm traveling here, I'm traveling there." He's like, "I'm a musician, I'm a producer, whatever, blah blah." And I'm like, "Man, you're famous."
Mm.
Michael is famous, girls.
I know he's
He
on
Yeah.
doesn't
Instagram. I follow
tell.
him on Instagram.
No,
This is
absolutely. Now, the next question I want to ask Tiffany is, what is the biggest change you have made in your acting career? And similar question is, what is the biggest change you made in your life?
all right, career and life. Um, in terms of the biggest change that I've made in my career, um, I think the biggest changes that I've made is to say, hey, I need to put this number one. I think that sometimes when we're caught up in the world and we're caught up with our careers and life, our things that we're passionate about, we put to the side because it's kind of like, oh, I can do this when I have enough time. So the biggest change I've made is that I told myself, I'm a teacher, but I told myself that I've been through 2 layoffs here in Chicago, and I told myself the next time it's going to be, I'm gonna let my principal know that, acting, if I get auditions, I'm going to the audition, and we'll find coverage at that point in time. And so I think in my career, I put that first. So that's been the biggest change within my career when it comes to acting. The biggest change that in my life, 2020 has been a challenging year for all of us around the world. And October 30th was my biggest challenge in my life that impacted me, is that I was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. And that took me, that took me like, a lot. And it was an emotional roller coaster for me. And at this point now, I'm at the point where I'm getting ready to start treatments. And that has just been my biggest life-changing that's been the biggest life changer in my life so far. So that's what I wanted to share.
Oh, Tiffany.
So
Well, I'm glad I wish you the very best. And
oh yeah,
hopefully, knocking wood, hopefully, not to sound like an asshole or anything, but I'm hoping there's like an antidote. There's something. The good thing about technology and the medical field today is we're always involved and we're always finding. I'll give you an example I'm talking about. My aunt passed away from cancer, and I think like a month or so later, they found something that could have helped. My grandmother passed away from a heart attack, but a couple months later, obviously someone has to die to make a statement, right?
right.
That they now have medicine to give you if you're having a heart attack and a stroke. So the good thing about technology in medical field, there's always improvements. There's always things that can make to and extend the period of life. But I wish you the very best, and I really don't know much to say about it, but
Right. I mean, yeah, you're fine. Like, it took me a couple months to get used to it, but my doctors and my team of doctors have been fabulous. They have said, hey, like your tumor was really small. I've already had the tumor removed. It's really small. And now, I'm just going to go through these treatments and then I'll be good to go. They said I should be done. My surgeon said by May of 2021. So right now, I mean, everything is all promising. I see it in my doctor's eyes. So everything is great. Like, my test results were all great as well. So they said that, I'm in a good field. I just got to go through the motions. Yep.
just in time for me to get up to Chicago so we can make our show together.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna be
You're
good.
planning to have a show together?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do something together. I don't know, but we're gonna do something together in Chi-Town.
Tracy has been a person. Tracy and Brittany has been like two of the people that I have constantly been in contact with. Like this show has, like, we have never met each other, but virtually and texting, we have gotten to know each other, which is so awesome.
You know, guys, I actually was thinking about you need to make a movie, you three guys. Like it should call Texas Girls.
Yes.
Something crazy.
Because Tiffany and Brittany are both from Texas and Tracy right now lives in Texas.
Yeah.
So that's how it should be called.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to come to LA and film it.
Show. Road traveling, like three girls are traveling.
We're coming to LA, Anna, so we can film it so you can be a part of it too.
Yep.
That's what let's meet in LA during summertime.
So the next question I want to ask is, let's see, we did Tiffany, Tracy, similar question to you. What is the biggest change you made in your acting career and in your life?
The biggest change was starting my acting career officially this year and making it happen. And actually, if it weren't for the support of, my friends and family believing in me and putting it first, hey, Michael, and just actually going for it really and making it first, missing work, going to auditions, being there for the Zooms and going to sets and literally making that the priority. That was the biggest change for my acting career, was actually making it happen. And then getting rid of all the negative naysayers. That was another huge thing, and even my friends, the one friend that I had that did make the negative comment, that was a driving force for me every day, was having that negative comment, turning it into a driver for me to keep going. And I guess the life change for me was actually due to COVID and, other things that have happened to some friends of mine, losing family members, people being diagnosed with other issues, Tiffany, I had a friend yesterday, she had an aneurysm and almost died. She's in the hospital now. Making a personal point of staying in touch with everyone, even if it's just to say, hey, how are you? I miss you, something, just because you just don't know when it's the last time you're going to have that connection. So that's my life commitment, is not to be on Facebook contacting people and staying in touch with people, but actual personal contact with my friends.
Absolutely. So, I feel the same way. Now we're going to have 6 minutes left, and then Zoom's going to kick us off because I don't pay for the unlimited. But
we don't need diversity.
Yeah, the rest of us doesn't do that either. We're just like every 40 minutes. Okay, can you log in? Can you log back in?
Questions I'm going to ask is for Michael. Michael, thank you for joining us.
Michael.
Yeah, glad to be here. Hey guys, how's it going?
So the last couple of minutes, I'm going to pass it over to you. So the first one I want to ask you is, what is the biggest change you have made in your acting career and your life? That's the first one.
So the biggest change in my acting career would be actually starting, because I'm not an actor. I don't know if they told you. But like, I actually am more of a musician. So I guess joining in these fun activities and getting to be in the game show and everything is like the biggest change. And I can say I'm like actually really happy to have done that all, because it's amazing and everything. The amazing people that I get to meet, and as was mentioned earlier, you develop those life connections. So it's really awesome. And I guess that's the biggest thing as far as acting career. But life, I would say, obviously, like with this pandemic, it's been like a whole 180 with your whole thinking and everything. And I would think, especially as was kind of mentioned earlier, developing those personal connections has been like a big thing in life, because there's a lot of things going on and everything. You have to know who you can trust and so forth. So I think that is like the biggest thing in life with everything that's been happening within the last year, like trusting people and making those connections that last forever. And those are big things.
No, absolutely. Now, the last question as we're wrapping up is, how can our listeners get in touch with you, and what's the next step for them to get started with you?
Well, I think, well, the first of all, like, we can all
So,
like all our games on YouTube channel. It's a Diversity Plus Entertainment YouTube channel, and we actually have, like, under the each episode, we try to put everybody's Instagrams, and during the video you can find everybody's Instagrams and connections, whatever they want to show. Like, if they, some people show also their Facebooks, whatever, live it stuff, whatever the heck it is, like other things. So you can find everybody there, like all of our players. And plus you can also go on our Instagram and we follow all of our players on Instagram, and we're in touch with all of them.
No, absolutely. Mike, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I'm like a big person who is on Instagram. Usually if you want to get in touch with me, Instagram is the first thing. Then I sometimes check Facebook and Twitter. I'm trying to get better at that. So if you message me, you may see it like a delay. But those are the two biggest social media ones. And obviously my website is always open, so you can always send in the contact form. I have a fan mail section, so I read all of those all the time. So.
No, absolutely. Tiffany, do you want to go next?
Yeah, for sure. So you can reach me through Instagram. It's Tiff, Tiff. My last name is Graham, Graham 312. And then my Facebook is just Tiffany N, as in Nicole. You can see my name. It's just Tiffany N Graham.
What about you, Tracy? Trace?
Uh-oh.
I think she's frozen. But wrapping up, you can follow the KeithAndrewNetwork on all social medias. And I hope you guys can like and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I just sent you guys messages. If you have Facebook, so I will try to find you on Facebook. But YouTube is the Keith Andrew Network. Instagram, Keith Andrew Network.
Okay.
Pretty much everywhere, hashtag Keith Andrew Network. Wrapping up our interview show, it was a real honor and privilege having you guys here. Thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.
I'm Jenny Fine.
Hi, it's Mimi Chen.
Hi, my name is Ellen Dorsch.
It's Shauna Todd.
Hey guys, I'm Anastasia Edwards.
Hi, this is Jackie Nunez.
Hi, I'm Amelia Rose Fair. I'm Sakieta.
Hey guys, I'm Alexandria Denise, and you're watching Keith Andrew's show. He's doing a terrific job. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more awesomeness.